Yeah. All right. It's a pre-show coming up. Y'all know what it is. Yeah, pre-show. All right. Check.
I am the man standing in the shadow, battling the fear, make a blind man tear and a deaf person hear.
Yep.
I swear when I'm on stage, the rage will adhere to an energy given off by massively loud cheers. My peers look at me and say,
why you so abrasive? Why don't you just chill with your negative energy waste?
I'll take into consideration your vocal vibration. I'm pacing myself, waiting for optimal integration. Flashback when the act was called hating. Now with your clown sound, soul degradation. No segregation when I'm taking a shot. Get your ass out the kitchen cause the skillet is hot. I know you feel it a lot when I dust all your props and make bad boy Jamaican cats lop off their locks. If crack is your crutch, stuck stone on the rocks, get honed on the pot cause my vision is clear. We can go eye to eye and blow to blow, whether it's city to city or show to show. You will be getting no pity, so go for broke. You better act like you already know, no fear. We can go fist to fist or bullet to bullet. Just make sure that you know how to pull it. Getting stuck on stupid, and if you try to test, get ready to do it. Let's see, you got the courage to do it, no fear.
Pre-show. 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 I will talk about it. Tight call. Oh yeah. 2 minutes. 1 minute. That's a quick minute. Yeah. All right. Da, 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 dee, da, da, Wah, 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 wow. Yeah, no, this ain't all games music time. This is SG music time. I let you unband it up in the house. Here we go. We're gonna do it for y'all and use and yeah. After that, oh, what's up, y'all? It's the R9cast, the official blind edition Kung Kong Chris Show, super dope show from Reservoir9.com, representing allgames.com. Can you hear me? Is the question. There we go. I'm sorry. I have to turn off my AC. 1 second. You. Man, that's better. It's fresher now. I have to adjust things here. I have something here. What up, y'all? It's the R9cast, the official blind edition Kung Kong Chris Show, super dope show, Reservoir9.com, representing allgames.com. I am Stephen D. Gibson, aka SG, aka Electron Bandit, aka I'm tired. I took I was sick, right? I got sick Thursday, some day during the week, and I took drugs nighttime, sleepy time for the next day, and I feel like I'm still drugged out. I haven't taken nighttime sleepy drugs for a while. Okay, first of all, I gotta say, go to allgames.com/live and be a part of the community, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, sorry. That was bad. I always do that. Instead of doing the housekeeping, instead of switching the scene, instead of doing the housekeeping, I do the wrong things. Like, oh, yeah, I'm talking about this. I got a little dents here from my glasses. I took them off because I don't feel like wearing them. Because I forgot my glasses on Saturday all day, and I was like, hey, stuff's blurry, but it's not that bad without glasses. You know, I mean, I need, technically they help me see better, but I can still see. Yeah, that's what the glasses. So let me turn that down a little bit. Let me turn it down a little bit. Let me turn that. Whoa, oh my Jesus. Oh my Lord. Okay, there we go. All right. That's what the problem was. That was my bad. Wow, I'm sorry for all the listeners out there who are now deaf, because I'm deaf. What? What? Sorry. Yeah. So. Yeah. allgames.com/live. Hit the Discord. Be in the chat room. Or if you don't want to do that, there's other ways to find a chat room. I got Twitch, I got Mixer, but I'm not going to pimp those. It's not about that. It's about All Games. Go to All Games. That's the best place to be. Do that. Anyway, so me and Bridget just came from Captain Marvel, and I'm trying to figure out in my mind brain. This is the question that every true Marvel fan has of the movies anyway. Is this the best Marvel movie compared to all the others? Compared to the 59 million? Certain parts of it make you feel like, yeah, okay, yeah, alright. I kind of like this one right here. This is kind of good. Because Avengers... I got bookers. Wait a second. Like the Avengers, Infinity War, Infinity Death of Everybody, spoilers, that was kind of depressing at that. It was good, but it was like, dang, like depression after disappointment after, Tiger Claw needs to stop. Every time, like, I know he didn't technically spoil anything with his comment that he just said it in Discord, but smart people can figure out things. So I was like, I'm not gonna spoil nothing. I mean, I could just be like, all right, these people did this, and that people did that, and then Samuel Jackson did this, and then the cat did that, and then the spaceship did this, and then right, and then the Hulk showed up. See, you don't know. You don't know. If you saw it, you know. But if you need it, you don't know. And then Captain America showed up. Wait, he was still frozen. Wait a second. Wait. See, you don't know. I had a feeling from the beginning that a character was the way that it was in the beginning. Before I saw the movie, I was like, yeah, that character right there is this, that, and the third. And I was right. So it didn't really surprise me. There were some things that were like, oh, okay, that's how. Oh, all right, that's how that happened. That's how she got her powers. Oh, that's where she is from. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. It's kind of a by the formulas movie. It's like, hey, Marvel movie, this is how you do it. As far as like action scenes, this is an action scene. I don't know, did I hear it somewhere? I don't know if anywhere, if I heard it somewhere where they said it's like a 90s action movie. I think I heard somebody say that. But I was like, it's like a 90s action movie that was made today, which makes no sense because it is 2019. It's just the 19s right now. So that doesn't compute. Like, if you take any movie from the 90s and you make it today with all the special... Total Recall was... Actually, that's... Yeah, okay. But no, this movie was better than... I'm talking about Total Recall, the remake. This movie was better than that. Even though I like the graphics in Total Recall, this is a better movie. I like Carol Danvers. I like her character. Captain Marvel, I like her because she's jokes. She had jokes. She's sarcastic. She's likable, even though she's got her issues. Not an issue, really, but what, you know, the story, how the story is, and her character pertains to her character. I was like, okay, all right. So, but yeah, at one point I thought she was like kind of stiff, but then I kind of get it, and I was like, okay, all right, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a movie. It's the character of Carol Danvers. I don't know what all the hubbub was about before. Like, they were, oh, this is the worst movie ever. Captain Marvel sucks, blah blah, and the whole Rotten Tomatoes thing. That was some conspiracy. Somebody trying to bring Captain Marvel down. There was one line where I think Jude Law said to Captain Marvel, or Veers or whatever her name was, I want you to be the best version of yourself, right? And that's like a line from society today. I want to be the best version of myself, or I want to, or something like that. I forgot. It's similar. It reminded me of that, and I was like, did the writers get that from, like, not Me Too, but you know, the whole thing surrounding super femininity? No, that's not right. Super feminism? No, because this movie wasn't really about sexism. No, it wasn't. There's a lot of females, a lot of good females in it. Terry Class says, what do you think of the 90s music? Whatever. Didn't make the movie. Okay, the 90s music didn't make the movie better. That's the problem with the 90s music. I don't hate it. I grew up in the 90s. They didn't play enough 90s hip-hop. They played zero 90s hip-hop. I think they played a little bit of little R&Bs and stuff. But not enough. There's no Tribe Called Quest. What's up with that? Anyway, the 90s music, like Guardians of the Galaxy used the 70s, I guess 70s / 80s, well, the two films, to its advantage because it was part of the story. It was part of the characters. The 90s music in Captain Marvel is just part of the era in which the movie takes place. So it doesn't have any meaning for the characters. And it especially doesn't have any meaning for Captain Marvel because of reasons that I can't really get into because it will get into spoiler territory a little bit. So I don't want to do any spoiler stuff. As far as story goes, I don't want to give any spoilers as far as story goes, but I will talk about the story and how good it was or bad it was or whatever. Special effects were good. The Samuel L. Jackson de-aging and the Coulson de-aging and who else did they de-aged Annette Bening a little bit, I guess. Yeah, she's in it. And it's not a spoiler that she's in it or whatever. She's in it. I forget what her character's name was, but it doesn't matter. Who else? Yeah, it wasn't. I was like kind of I was trying to like I'm trying to see like the CG de-aging lines or something, like where like they messed up the blending or something. They did a good job. I'd like to see the behind the scenes to see, because they probably just had like, you know, markers on their faces so they can line up the shots and stuff. But yeah, I mean, they just de-wrinkled them and you know, stuff like that. So it's the same eyes, the same mouth, same nostril holes, probably. And they put some hair on him and stuff. So it's really just de-wrinkling. Because, like, it was fun. Samuel Jackson was having an action scene in the archives of some military base or something, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he was, like, throwing punches. And he's a 70-something-year-old man. So he's like, I'm 70, but my face is young. But I was like, yeah, that's old man Jackson right there. Throwing punches. I was like, okay, yeah. But no, they did wow, what was that? They did a good job. I should be what's her name? The Tourette's girl on Twitch. Not making fun of her, but I'm just saying I watched a couple of seconds of her. And I'm like, all right, that's kind of. If you were to have Tourette's, that's the kind of Tourette's to have, and it helps that she's not ugly. She's not hurt. The words that I want to say so that I don't sound too offensive, which is I sound offensive regardless. But yeah, she's pretty, and she has an accent, which adds plus to charisma. I don't know, whatever. It's in D&D. Anyway, back to Captain Marvel. So I was sorry, I'm so loud. I was wondering, like, why is this movie going to be good? I had no expectations going in. I just wanted to kind of figure out, like, from all the things I've seen in the trailers, I was like, how does that all make sense? And then it does, of course. It makes sense. I mean, with Kevin Feige in the captain's chair of all these Marvel movies, and how they tie it in, and I was like, okay, yeah. And then the mid-credit scene, I was like, all right, cool, that's going to be dope. And then the last credit scene, I was like, that was dumb. You wasted my time. I had to go to the bathroom. How dare you? I almost hurt myself with the bladder. Anyway, But yo, Captain Marvel is so like I heard before that Captain Marvel was the most powerful character in the Marvel universe. Blah blah blah, yada yada. Right? I was like, yeah, right. And then I see this movie, I'm like, okay, you know what? Captain Marvel ain't no joke. Captain Marvel. I'm trying to think, like, who else? Who's kind of like Captain Marvel? Like Iron Man. She would just like Iron. Get out of here, Iron Man. Like, get out of here. You can't even see me, son. I can fly in space with no helmet. That's how strong I am, Captain Marvel. I was like, yo, Captain Marvel was like, the after credit scene was dumb. It was dumb, Tiger Claw. No, I'm not gonna say it. It's dumb. Now I can say it. I like cats and everything, and that CG cat was okay because that was the CG version at the end. I was like, and it was like kind of dumb because you kind of know what it was gonna be, right? I was like, this was dumb. It was dumb. But the whole thing about Goose, which is the cat's name, that was kind of cool. I was like, because I heard somebody mention like Goose is the real hero. I was like, how does that mean? I was like, oh, they just like cats or something. And then I see it. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Gotcha. Anyway, Captain Marvel ain't no joke. I was like, like boom, Iron Man, boom. She could probably beat the Hulk. It might be tough. Well, if Thanos could beat the Hulk, I think Captain Marvel could take the Hulk. And she is stronger than the average human. How strong Captain Marvel is, I don't know. I mean, she's stronger than the average human. She's about the I think she's a little bit stronger than the what was it, the Skrulls. I think she's a little bit stronger than them too. I guess because she has the Kree blood. That she got their strength. I don't know about all that. Anyway. So now, like, seeing her powers set, I mean, we probably haven't seen the totality of her power set, but seeing what she did in this movie, I was like, you know what? And then, like, going back to Infinity War, like, oh, okay, like, how they do it on Titan? Okay, they had Spider-Man and Iron Man, and Thor was on Earth. I guess Thor might be the closest to Captain Marvel. I think Thor might be the. It's hard. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. She's strong. I mean, she's strong. Plus, she got freaking laser blast feet, fist arms, whatever. I was like, oh my god, I was just waiting for her to figure out how to do the Death Blossom from the Last Starfighter. Like, just spin around, just have everything explode, like do a supernova or something. I don't know. I was like, man, it's crazy. I think I'm like, yo, how many movies is this? Like 15 or whatever? 13 something? Actually, it might be like 18. How many movies? How many Marvel movies are there? Let's see here. How many Marvel movies are there? Let's find out. A 1, a 2. How many Marvel movies are there? I guess a lot of people are glad. Oh wow, they have a hope. Oh, see, they have freaking Spider-Man and Into the Spider-Verse. No, in the MCU, I need to. How many Marvel MCU movies are there? There we go. And there we go. That's the one I want. All right, 21. With 10 more in various stages of production. And this is from 21? This is from Wikipedia. Is that right? Let me see. So, Iron Man to the Avengers was Phase 1. Phase 2 is Iron Man 3 to Ant-Man. Phase 3, Captain America to Captain Marvel. So Captain Marvel ends Phase 3. Phase 4, Phase 4 timeline. Do they have it here? No. I do have the Incredible Hulk on Blu-ray. I gotta rewatch that. I don't think it was that bad. Wait, what happened to? Okay, what just happened? I clicked on something. Infinity War, Ant-Man and Wasp, Captain Marvel. Oh, okay, they don't have it yet. So 21, yeah, I guess that's right. 6, 12, 21. Yeah, 20, including Captain Marvel's 21, and that's not including. Oh, it is including Spider-Man: Homecoming. So Spider-Man: Far From Home, which that's this year too, right? Yeah. If you read the chat, you know already. Wait, I'm sorry. Sorry to see that, Kaijudo. Shake your head all you want. My bad. I'm just a dummy. You know me. I'm a dummy. I gotta look stuff up for myself sometimes too, Kaijudo. But I appreciate the help. But anyway, so what was why did I even ask that question? How many movies they got? Looking back through all the movies, where does Captain Marvel land, right? And since, if you think about it, right, the Marvel formula is such that they can kind of get away with using directors that aren't how do I say, aren't known, A, and aren't action directors, B, and are directors that are more about characters. I think that's what their actual winning formula is. They have directors who know how to direct the actors to be the characters that they need to be, the written characters that they need to be. I would assume that the writing is pretty good too. I mean, that kind of helps. But if you think about it, every awesome part of these movies aren't like all the spaceship crash and all the CG and stuff. There's a Marvel CG look. I mean, it's not a Marvel CG look, but there's so many shots. Even though Captain Marvel doesn't have as many shots as Infinity War, still a lot of shots in Captain Marvel, whether it's the face, de-aging stuff, or there's a lot of space stuff in this movie. Hold up, I got boogers again. Hold up. MCU is just dope. Says Kaijudo, even the more weaker movies like Spider-Man: Homecoming still work because you know how to capture the comic book feel. They know how to capture. Yeah, I agree. I agree in that they capture the things about the comic that are important, right? That's what DC is failing on multiple levels. And I think DC needs to embrace the darkness that is a lot of their, like, Lobo, Batman, and all that stuff. It's a lot of darkness. It's not like Marvel where it's a lot of happy, joy, rainbow time. A lot of DC Universe stuff is dark. And they need to embrace the dark. They tried to do it with Zack Snyder, and it didn't work because Zack Snyder is too dark. He's too dark. And if, let's say they made a Batman movie where it was, what was the one where, was it Death in the Family where he killed Robin, I think it was? If they did that, if they made a rated R Batman movie, I mean, Christopher Nolan's Batman movies were the closest thing to that, without being rated R, but they were pretty serious, pretty kind of down to earth. They got a little off the rails on the third one, but the first and the second one were like, okay, yeah, all right. And the whole the cool thing about that was the Scarecrow stuff, where they had and you see like what the people were seeing, and you see Batman's all looking evil, like, oh, afraid of me and all this. I was like, oh, he's all black with oil black. I was like, yo, that's kind of scary. It's just like, bam, you know. It made you feel like, okay, this is kind of like realistic comic time. Oh, snap. Sorry. My thing is... You're putting so many words in there. I have to scroll up. A few months ago, says Kajiro, I would have trashed every Marvel movie that I haven't even seen, though. Thought I was over the superhero stuff when Dark Knight Rises finished, but Marvel said, nope. Been a fan since last May. Dark Knight Rises and Begins, my two favorite Batman movies. I think The Dark Knight is better than The Dark Knight Rises. I mean, I like Dark Knight Rises as a film because Christopher Nolan knows how to make a good movie, period. Whatever. He's one of the best. Top 10, I'd say. But Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight was just kind of too good. And I was like, oh man, Heath Ledger's so good. So good. Two-Face, but I did like, what's her name? Her daughter, Dahlia Al Ghul? Whatever her name, I can't remember her name. Dark Knight to me had no real plot. It was just a Joker. Yeah, it was a Joker movie, but that's the point. It was the meeting of Batman and Joker, pretty much. I mean, I think because Joker's played out in the Batman movie universe that we're like, whatever, it's the Joker again. It's a good Joker, but yeah, you're right, you're true. But I think Begins was the most impactful because it was the first one. But that whole scene in the city when he flipped the semi truck, I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. And that's a practical effect. It's not like, oh, that's CG. No, they flipped a truck. They flipped a semi downtown Chicago or wherever they filmed that thing. I was like, okay. They use CG to remove there's like a giant piston in the back of it. They use CG to remove the piston, but they flipped an actual semi truck. And I was like, you know what? Christopher Nolan gets props for that right there. And the ending was kind of like, whatever. I have to be the one. I'm like, whatever, I don't care. And Catwoman in it, whatever. Anyway, back to the Marvel Universe, because DC's disappointing. Disappointing comics is what it's called, right? I haven't seen Aquaman yet, so I can't say. And I heard that Shazam's supposed to be pretty good, so. But Captain Marvel. Have you seen Captain Marvel yet? Yeah, Joker was great. He should have won an Oscar. Yeah, I think he got a post whatever award. Oh no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Catwoman's in Rises. Yeah, I misspoke. My dogs are just barking. Why are my dogs barking? Why did I just hit that? Oh, you haven't seen Captain. Okay, so yeah, I won't spoil anything, of course. And okay, Tiger Claw says the problem with DC movie with the DC movie is the studio Warner Brothers is known to allow its filmmaker to do whatever they want. They don't even care about their DC property. They are letting the filmmakers do whatever they want with it, which is why DCU has been a mess lately. Warner Brothers does not want to do a connected universe because they feel it takes away from the filmmakers' creativity. Which is why Warner Brothers has decided to only do standalone DC movies that don't set up other movies. We could see another DC character appear in them, but they are not going to be connected, and then having to involve some team up movie like another Justice. The problem is, Tiger Claw, is that they don't know what the hell they're doing. That's what the problem isn't like, oh, we don't want to hamper the creativity of the direct. Get the hell out of here. I don't want to scream. Get the hell out of here. Okay? Kedja says, your show, spoil it if you want. I get to. No. I'm not gonna spoil it because it just came out this weekend. Maybe next weekend we can go deep into it, but nah, I'm not doing that. Because A, not enough people listen to my shows to like warrant anything like that, and B, it's just rude. If you're gonna go see it, I want you to enjoy it. So, and if you wanted it spoiled, you would go out and seek some spoil, because there was like a lot of spoiler stuff because people see it early or whatever, and it was the past couple of days, let's break down the Captain Marvel movie, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna watch that until I see the movie, and now I saw it, and now I'm gonna go back and watch all those videos, so I'm not going to do that. But back to what Tiger Claw said. You heard Idris Elba will replace Will Smith, Deadshot, and Suicide Squad. So yes, I did hear that, and that's a good. I think Idris Elba would have been a better Deadshot than Will Smith was not a great Deadshot. I'm not saying he's not a great or not a good actor, good to great, somewhere in there. Idris Elba's way better than Will Smith. I'm just saying, just look at his body of work. Look at Will Smith's. Welcome to Earth. Remember that? Remember the Fresh Prince? Remember all that? Just saying. Idris Elba's better. Also, James Gunn. If the problem with what DC was going through is that they had their Kevin Feige was Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder is not the best captain of a universe type. I don't know what magic Kevin F has, but he's doing it. Everything he touches is like boing. Marvel magic. That movie will be a success. Be off with you. Sorry. Be gone. Go and make billions. Bing. Even okay. This is how good Kevin and Marvel Studios is, right? Sony was like, "Yo, we need your help. We need to make a Spider-Man movie." And like, all right, I tell you what, we'll make the movie. We'll do all the hard stuff. You guys put it out there. Y'all distribute it. We'll make it. Okay? Sony's like, okay. That happens. Boom. Another Midas touch from the Kevin F. Bing. And this new Spider-Man looked kind of dope too. I'm like, okay. I don't even know who is directing those movies. I just know they're pretty good. Yes, Tycla says Kevin Feige started with the first 2 X-Men movies. And guess what? The first 2 X-Men movies were darn good, weren't they? The first one was good. The second one was pretty good. The third one off the rails because they got Brett Ratner, who's hot garbage. I mean, his movies look okay. But I guess personally he's a hot garbage person. I don't know. I don't know if I were to believe all of the things that were said about him in Hollywoods. Maybe he's a bad person. I don't know. If I were to believe Olivia Munn, maybe. I don't know. Point is, suicide. Yeah. Yes. Kevin Feige has. I'm probably saying his name wrong all the time. Doesn't matter. But he's whatever he's doing, however he's doing it right. No one else has been able to replicate that. They tried it in Universal Studios with all the monster, whatever it is, the Dooku, Dark Universe, whatever. DC tried it with the Justice League stuff with Zack Snyder. Didn't work. Why? Because they're using the excuse of, oh, we don't want the movies to connect. But the reason why they say that now is because they can't do it. And it sucks when they try because Zack Snyder was on. But if you notice, the movies, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, these movies that aren't under the Zack Snyder were actually, oh, wait, they're kind of okay. They're pretty good. Is there a correlation here? Yes, Zack Snyder sucks at making these movies. I'm not saying he's a bad filmmaker. I'm saying he shouldn't make these movies. He should be making R-rated Lobo movies or some just dark, evil, demented movie because that's in his soul. He has a very dark thing going on, and that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, use your strengths. That's the type of dude you are. That's the type of, imagery you have in your head. Make a movie with a character, Lobo, or that's the only one I can pull out of my head in DC because I don't know too many DC characters. Or the Joker movie might have been okay, but I'm kind of weirded out at the Joker movie, Joaquin Phoenix, because I keep seeing. I have no idea what it's gonna be. I'm like, it's the origin story. Sure, he's a bad guy. Okay, so it's an antagonistic film. I mean, it's kind of like, I guess, Infinity War where Thanos is the bad guy, but the fact that you understand where Thanos is coming from, even though he's kind of doing something evil. But how do you parlay that with how do you make the Joker a sympathetic character where you understand, oh, I feel bad for Joker dude, whatever his name is before, I don't know what name they're gonna go with. I feel bad for him, so I understand why he went crazy and started killing people. Okay, sure. That's harder to sell than, oh, this happened to my planet and my people, my planet's gone, Titan, messed up, and so I don't want that to happen again. Suffering, people starving, that's not gonna happen. So this is my solution. It's logically, you're like, okay, that makes sense. It's not morally, it's kind of messed up. Just killing people, that's kind of messed up. But sure, okay. I'm sorry. Kaijiro says the new Spider-Man looks way better than the first one. Is that true? Oh, I'm sorry. Dang, you had a lot in here. My bad. Let me go back. Things I love about the MCU, other than the Incredible Hulk, none of the superheroes hid the fact who they are. They cut straight to the point and give actions fights. They don't waste time on build up. Yep. Yo, Captain Marvel straight up power time. Like the first 2 seconds, you see she got sparkle powers. I was like, oh snap! They don't even try. But the whole movie is kind of like revolved around her powers and stuff, and how she got them and all that stuff. So it kind of makes sense how they did it. So, but it was kind of refreshing that it wasn't like a slow like build up to all these, and it wasn't in chronological order. It was kind of cool how they did it in Captain Marvel. You'd enjoy Captain Marvel. I was like, okay, this is alright. Look how fast Ultron showed up. I don't feel a superhero movie needs a deep villain. I'm tired of feeling sympathy for a villain. The evil kick their ass. That's all I just. Well, I don't know. A good villain is something that is, I'd say, hard to pull off. That's why I appreciate them. Like if they're trying too hard, then you could see it. But if they do it right and it's written and like, oh, okay, I get it. It makes sense. So it makes like Civil War. It's like, wait, which side are you on? You a Captain side or you on the Iron Man side? Like, who's the bad guy? Who knows? Infinity War. Thanos has a point, but he's still doing bad things. But I understand what he's trying to do. But couldn't there be a better way to do it? So it gets you thinking on a different level than it's just, oh, he's the bad guy. Let's kick his butt. Without looking at the whole picture as far as motivations and stuff. I can't wait to see what Kevin Feige does with the X-Men. Captain Marvel is seriously OP. Thanos won't see her coming. Yeah, but Thanos has got that super nutsack chin, so he can absorb a lot of New Spider-Man looks better than the first one. It looks like they're going to take the Joker and put him in a real world. Yeah, that's the thing about that. I'm not too sure about that. Yeah. Looks awful, says. I don't know. That's the thing about that new Joker stuff. I'm kind of like, I'm mixed. I'm like, okay, the Joker. He's okay. The Joker. And I like how he looks kind of like, he looks like a clown, which is originally, I would assume. See, I don't know. Sorry. Did you just put that in there? Oh yeah, nah. I don't get that. I don't think these movies need a lot of complex bad guys. Sometimes they just having them bad is good enough. Keeps understand those concepts a lot more. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think a good bad guy is more than just, oh, I want to take over the world. Each character needs his own motivations, and that's where I say it's not so much deep. It's more about, okay, this dude makes no sense. Of course, you can have a psychopath. Like the Joker villain is a good villain because he felt, well, he was kind of probably already broken as a kid or whatever, and then something made him snap, and now he's like, screw it, the world's gonna burn, blah blah blah, right? So, and he's just a different type of personality who latches on to Batman in particular, and kind of becomes his buddy, if you will, his buddy in life and, I don't know, death, if you want to say it that, but it just makes. They already have complex bad guy, Killmonger, Thanos, the guy from Civil War that had his village destroyed in Age of Ultron. You know what? I think that was the worst one. That was he German or something? The guy from Age of Ultron. I didn't like him that much. Or was he in Civil War? I don't remember. See, they're starting to bleed into each other. But Killmonger was good because, the same reason why Thanos was good. You understand where he's coming from, but he's doing it the wrong way. He's like more extreme and, whatever. As far as, good guys, bad guys, the whole kind of moniker goes, or just the visuals of what a good guy and a bad guy should be. And also acting. Michael B. Jordan. Jordan B. Brown, I was about to. Michael B. Jordan did his thing because he's a good actor, Josh Brolin did his thing because he's a good actor. So, you know. I mean, let's see the bad guys in the Justice League stuff. I don't even know who played the CG bad guy in the Justice League. So that's like whatever. I mean, you got Lex Luthor. He's a good actor, but I think he was miscast as Lex Luthor. I think they wanted to try to appeal to millennials by casting him, and he was too quirky. He was too weird. He was too quirky. Yeah, he was in Civil War. He was the one that set it all up. Yeah, he was the mastermind. That German dude. Yeah. He was the one who was controlling whatchamacallit, Bucky, the Winter Soldier. But I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why the current DC universe, like the Nolan universe bad guys were better. If you look at them like Ra's al Ghul, Joker in the second one, Joker, and also Scarecrow, and then I mean Bane. I think the only problem with Bane was the voice that Tom Hardy did, but it was, and then the daughter Al Ghul, whatever her name was, Dahlia. I keep saying Dahlia, but man, that might not be his name. Ben Mendelsohn is a good actor. He was great in Captain. Yeah, he was a good actor. He was pretty good. I was like, okay, yeah, I like yeah. Said Ty Cluss that. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he was the mastermind. All right, so the Christopher Nolan bad guys were, I would say, better than what Zack Snyder started with. Man of Steel, with Batman vs Superman, with Justice League. Those are the three movies that Zack Snyder did. Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League. That's Zack Snyder with a little bit of Josh Whedon sprinkled in on the last one, but that's mostly Zack Snyder, right? So I like Man of Steel mainly because it was like an origin story again. Sure, we've seen that, but I like the music. I like the ending was the worst part, and that was the fight with Zod. I understood the Zod character, but I think it was like almost there. It's like, okay, Zod was genetically engineered to protect his race, so he's doing these things. He has the motivation. He's doing this so he can protect the Klingons. The Klingons. Wow, the Kryptonians. So the Kryptonians can have a place to live. Screw the Earthlings, basically, right? And I get it. I was like, okay, yeah, sure. But in the whole super crazy destroy Metropolis action scene at the end, it failed in reinforcing that because it was just a CG fight, and it was like, and I think a lot of these movies, I think we are as an audience a little CG'd out. Not that it's bad CG, but it's like CG. The CG that's cool is when you don't realize the CG. There's a lot of CG in a lot of movies that you don't know that it's CG, but it's, oh snap, there's CG. Like, they'll shoot something and it's like, okay, well, we don't want those trees, we don't want them buildings in the background, blah, 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 blah. So they remove the whole background, and then they paint the whole new background, and boom. It's like, well, you didn't even need to do that, really, but they did that. Well, actually, they do that in place of like matte painting, because matte painting is, sure, if the camera moves, they can still do it, but you know, there's digital matte paintings, and that's what that really is. But I think it was a lot of it was the choreography of the actual scene itself. It just wasn't. It was just too much, and it didn't reinforce the motivations of Zod. And it was just over the top. It was just kind of just CG action porn, if you will. It's just too much. It was like, it's unnecessary. You know, I mean, when they got to the station, he was like, he had him in the headlock, and he was like, and he broke his neck. I was like, oh, okay, that's a little different. I mean, Superman wouldn't do that, just like, you know, The Last Jedi, Luke wouldn't do this. And I think a lot of people had a problem with Superman killing Zod like that. But that was like how he acted, and what that was kind of cool. I was like, well, is he really that? Is Superman really that weak that he couldn't hold Zod in a headlock and have his head not move? Is that really what did that? Or he was like moving his eyeballs? Is that what it was? And he couldn't just like kind of fall over and divert his head? Is that what? I don't know. I gotta watch that scene again. But it was so close. And like the beginning kind of set it up with Jor-El, and you got the thing, and you sended Clark up with the Kryptonian DNA, all that stuff. I was like, it was so close, so close. And I think it came to the writing. It came to that last action, because the other action scene where he was fighting the lieutenants in this small town, that was all right. I was like, okay, that's kind of like the Superman 2. That's kind of dope. Okay, I got okay. But no, they went overboard at the end. I was like, whatever, I'm done. And then Batman v Superman was just like, I was like, and I liked Jeremy Irons as Alfred, so he was good. Ben Affleck as Batman, sure, he's fine. It was Lex Luthor. It was Lex Luthor that really was kind of whack. I was like, and he was the main bad guy, right? He was trying to bring Doomsday. That was just dumb. It was dumb. It was bad. It was like, and that's the exact thing that you're saying, like. Kaiju, you're saying, okay, just have a bad guy, have the good guys kick his ass. That's what Zack Snyder did, and it sucked because that's all he did. He didn't really kind of give the characters enough juicy meat as far as character building. Like, he didn't make us care about the characters enough. So when something happened to him, you're like, oh man, Superman's dead. Be like, oh yeah, whatever. Wonder Woman's better anyway. Good riddance, Clark. Good riddance. Son of Jor-El, so his name is Kal-El. That's it, yeah. Kai Judah says, yeah, CG fights can take you out of the movie if done wrong, and CG fights in Black Panther, yo, yes, they were bad. They were so bad. That's the worst part of that movie. They should have had Black Panther and Killmonger fight for real. Yeah, you know what? But yeah, that woman fight with Doom was dope. Every part of Wonder Woman in any of these movies is dope. Not because Gal Gadot is beautiful or something. She's that too. But if you look, like, every scene that she's involved in and stuff, it's like, it's not bad. And like I said, she's beautiful, so that helps, like, to look at her on screen. It's like, okay, pleasant. But the other stuff too, the part where she talks and stuff is good too. That's bad. But yeah. So it's like, okay. And that's like Captain Marvel. Going back to Captain Marvel, it's like, okay, Gal Gadot's a better superhero than Captain Marvel is, as far as well, Gal Gadot looks better than Brie Larson. But and Brie Larson stands kind of funny. She's like standing kind of weird, but that's you look all past that, because when she starts to glowing and she starts punching fools with a glowy cosmic plasma fist, rifle fist, or whatever she called, I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, Wonder Woman would be done. Captain Marvel smash her, like, smash, get out of here with your lasso, with your bling, with whatever. She'd be like, get out of here, get out. But yeah, so I mean, going back, like, as far as the bad guys and all that stuff, it's important. And the fact that Zack Snyder failed on those fronts, I mean, there's many other things about that. Like, if you look at Batman v Superman, the best part of that movie is when Batman went to go rescue Clark's mom, and he went to that warehouse, and he was I guess he was killing fools, but it doesn't matter to me. That choreography was dope. He did the slam, he did the blam, smashing through the ground. I was like, all right, you know what? That's kind of hype. That's kind of, I said hot and hype put together. That's how dope is hyped. It was hot. It's hype. I said it again. It's good. Even though they showed some of that in the trailer, when I saw it, like, stitched together, I was like, you know what? Yeah, okay. I like this. This is the best part of the movie. Right here. There was a little bit of Alfred in the beginning. And then the Batman did his thing. And I was like, this is what this whole movie should be. Just cut out everything else and just have this. Speaking about, you're about to go into Panther versus Killmonger. Let's talk about that a little bit. Dude, Kajuda's 100,000% right. That fight sequence. I don't care how you look at it. Sorry, I'm still a little sick. I don't care how you look at it. It definitely took me out the movie. I was like, this is CG as hell. This is some old Dash 3D looking models. I'm like, yo, I mean, I can render a still image of that and in Blender. That's how bad it looked. I was like, and I agree with Kajudo. If they would have did some more live action stuff, more grounded in reality, it would have helped it feel more real. Instead of everybody flying and grabbing and doing the Hugh Jackman Wolverine swing around the Statue of Liberty move. I was like, I seen that from, but oh yeah, that's from the first X-Men. Okay, thanks. So I'm like, okay, they could have, like Captain Marvel, right? There's parts where she's like flying in space or whatever, and there's parts where it's like, yeah, that's CG Captain Marvel. You could tell. I was like, okay, maybe the studio who did that shot, they weren't that great. Definitely weren't the face guys that did Samuel L. Jackson. I guess Disney did that themselves. Or ILM or whatever. But because I believe Disney owns ILM now because they own Lucasfilm and ILM is a division of Lucasfilm. Anyway, the fights, if you look at Captain Marvel, of course there's like CG whatever, but all the fights, like the fight in the train with the scroll, like they showed the little trailer with the old lady, she punched the old lady, that's a scroll, obviously. Not a spoiler. That's in the trailers. So that whole fight sequence, just in the train car, was dope because the old lady's like flipping around the pole and doing somersaults and there's people in it, they're like, and she's like, and then punch. I was like, okay, you know what? And it wasn't all CGI, or maybe there was some little CGI in there, but you couldn't tell because it looked all real and stuff. And that's the problem with the Black Panther Killmonger fight in the underground, trains, the monorail station, whatever, the freaking Wakanda monorail system, vibraniums, the vibranium mines. I was like, and I understand the train and it gets sister to turn off the train, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whatever, that's fine. But still, if you make it realistic movements, you can do a few little, crazy, wire stuff, flipping back or whatever. But, keep it real so it feels real instead of this craziness. And what it reminds me of? I think it's the second or third, it might have been the third Blade where the CG just went kind of off the rails. And it was a CG Wesley Snipes, and I was like, oh man, he was doing flips and stuff. I was like, okay, that's not good. And then that reminded me of Spawn. That was really bad, but that was back in the day, so gotta give him credit. Kajira says Panther needs some of what Winter Soldier, Civil War. Hell yeah, the Civil War fight choreography. Yes, that's why Civil War and the Winter Soldier first. Winter Soldier / Civil War. That's why they're my favorite. They're among my favorite Marvel movies because the Russo brothers know about that fight choreography, son. When Captain America first kicked the first dude off that ship and the dude flew, bam, and hit the rail and flipped off. I was like, okay, you know what? All right. Okay, right there. You see how like the kinetic energy of his super leg, his super soldier leg, launched dude 30 feet that way into the rails, and he flipped, and I was like, oh, I said this before, money shots. The more money shots you got in your movie, the better your movie's gonna be. Michael Bay did this in the first Bad Boys, where there was a dude he was like shooting it, then somebody shot some it was like the last scene where they were all fighting in the hangar with the plane, and I forgot who it was. I think it was Martin Lawrence shot the gas can, and then it blew up, and it flew, and the dude flew, and all the money burned, and it was like, that's the money shot, and Michael Bay paid for himself like 30 grand or something for this one shot. He's like, this is the money shot I needed in my movie, and he paid for himself because they wouldn't give him the money because Bad Boys was a very low budget movie, and Boom. So that's when you're seeing a movie and it's like boom, all these crazy things that happen. Like, oh man, that was and sometimes you're like, I'm tired of the CG. Captain America: Winter Soldier has a lot of money shots because of the fight choreography and a lot of like the kicks, dude flying this way. When Black Widow came down, that was like a mini money shot. It was still money, but it wasn't like a super kick or nothing. There's a lot. There's a lot in these Marvel movies. Captain Marvel. What was the money shot in Captain Marvel? There was a lot of good fight choreography, and Captain Marvel I think it's second best to the Winter Soldier, Infinity War. I think Captain Marvel is right up there. Those are the top three: Infinity War, Winter Soldier, Captain Marvel. I'd have to see Captain Marvel again. I mean, I just saw it, but there was some really cool because she's like fighting 20 dudes, and she's just like blam blam, say blam, say bam bam. I'm like, oh okay, and then at one point this is action scene, so it's not really a story spoiler. But she has her powers, but she can't use her powers because she has like these restrainer cuff things on. So she's punching dudes with these big metal things on, and she's just like, oh, she's trying to get out of it, but she can't. So she's like, bing, bing, bling. I'm like, okay, yeah. And even though if it was like a stunt lady or something or whatever, it still doesn't matter. It's like it looks good. It looks like her. It looks good, and it's not like CG. It's like, oh, it's a CG stunt. Actually, you know what? It might have been, but it looks real, and that's all that matters. That it doesn't break the illusion, that it doesn't look fake. It all looked real for the most part. Well, as far as the fighting stuff goes, definitely look real. But the stuff where she's flying in space, obviously, some of it is like green screen stuff, but a lot of when she has the mask on is CG. And I did like the Mohawk mask look. That was a good look. Hex said something. What, did I spoil something? I'm sorry. I didn't spoil anything with the fist thing. Nah, I didn't spoil. That's nothing. That's just an action scene. Like I said, the action scenes. There's a lot of action scenes in Captain Marvel. More than I would have thought. But then again, like besides the action, besides superheroes, like the character development, the writing was good too. Like how Captain Marvel, Carol, and Nick Fury were kind of talking back and forth, joking at each other. So I was like, you know what? All right, I like these people. Even though you already know Captain, you know who Nick Fury is, right? You know him. You know him. But it's like, oh, it's a quote unquote younger version of him, but it's still like, okay, you see it, and towards the end you're like, okay, yep, that's Nick Fury, yep. And Coulson's there too. He was, in one of the trailers, I believe. No worries, I put the sound on. No, I didn't. I don't think I spoiled anything for. That's not really a spoiler with where she's fighting with. That's just like a fight setup type of thing. It has. I mean, it could be at any point in the movie. It could be any. It's just a fight scene, basically. So, trust me, it's no spoilers. Yeah, like I said, it's not even worth spoiling anything because not enough people have seen it, so you can't really relate to the thing. And like I said, it's better to experience it yourself. And it's not like a movie to spoil. It's kind of like it kind of falls into the whole Marvel. This is the Marvel formula, like I was saying before. So okay, this the characters, blah blah blah. There are some spoiler things in there that would spoil your enjoyment of the movie if you know nothing about nothing. Which I don't know anything about the Skrulls. I didn't know anything about the Kree as far as outside of like the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff from the movies. So you know what I mean. So I knew nothing. And that helped. So if I'm deep into Marvel lore, I probably would have known a lot of the stuff. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's even sticking to that stuff too much. So I can't comment on that. But yeah, it's definitely a good movie. The fight scenes, pretty good. Trying to think. The fact that the writing is good feels there's some funny part. Like she does some things. She's kind of mischievous in a way. So it's kind of like, okay. I mean, I didn't laugh out loud at all, but I was like, okay, yeah. I was definitely smiling. I was like, all right, okay, that was a good one. That was a good one. So yeah, there's some good like character moments there that made me like Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel. I like if I think about like what Captain Marvel is, like her character is, and I join them with all the other characters in the MCU as it stands. Yeah, okay, definitely an addition that I am welcoming, because I'm like, okay, I like her. I like her personality. How she would react or interact with like Thor and Iron Man and all these and Doctor Strange and all these guys. It's like it's so perfect because she isn't like any other Marvel hero that exists in the MCU movies. So it's an addition. It adds to that whole, not because she's a woman, but it's just because how she is, like how her personality as Captain Marvel. I was like, okay, yeah, I want to see her more stuff, please. I want to see another Captain Marvel. Thank you, please, thank you. I guess it's no secret that she will be in Infinity Endgame. That was cool, right? She'll be in that. That's no secret, obviously. And how it worked is that yeah, this takes place from, well, I mean, she had like flashbacks and stuff, but it takes place in 90. Wait, it was 6 years, right? So it was 95, 94, 95, 90, something like that. They should have had some more. They should have had better hip hop and stuff. I don't know. I was disappointed. Anyway, Captain Marvel's good. Go see it. It'll make your insides tingle at some point. There's some good cries. There's one good cry. No, that's not true either. There's some good stuff in there. There's some good stuff in there. I guess I have to work on my space station now. Actually, I was thinking about a spaceship. So I think I'm gonna make this an actual spaceship. So what I was doing when I'm trying to still construct the different rooms and the layouts, and then I'm gonna take that whole thing and fit it into a shell of a ship. So I have to be careful to kind of make everything symmetrical. And then I mean, I don't have to, but I'm not making a Millennium Falcon here. I'm making, the Stevie Starduster. That's not the name. This is what I have so far. I worked on, oops, that's not right. I worked on the Nebula there. Oops, that didn't work either. Here we go. I worked on a Nebula, which I'm not too happy with yet, but I just had started it. So there's a little bit of it right there. Oh, I gotta make it bigger. Let me make it bigger. There we go. There's bigger. So basically, it stars. It flies through a nebula backwards and then into the station. But I haven't got the colors all right. I got purple, a little bit of purple. I want more red, pink. It's a blue, red, pink, and that. And then this right here, this slows down. So I have to fix the camera. I've got to fix the focal length. There's a lot of things I have to fix. But yeah, I did some more geometry on that little table thing there. I haven't done the blanket yet, and I haven't done the pictures and the picture frames yet. I haven't figured that out yet. Not sure if I want to do holograms or I don't know. Figure it out. But I guess that's it for the movie talk. Kind of tired. But yeah, it's definitely pleasant. I mean, I guess because I was kind of tired going in to the movie, and so I was just like, I felt relaxed, and I was watching it, and it was just like, I still feel that should be outside space or something. I have to figure it. That's the other side of the whatchamacallit. So that's supposed to be a window, but I might have to close that off. But anyway, yeah, that's about it. I just shook it. It was the new Mac Pro. It was IKEA. Oh, it wasn't Mac Pro. Yeah, this is moving at a slow frame rate. It was like it's in the single digits at some point. It's in single digits right now, but yeah, it's because of the lighting and all the reflections. If I put it on just no materials, just not shaders, just solids, then it goes at the right speed. So when I time it out, I'm gonna do it in the solids, and then I just do it this way so I can see what everything looks like. But also, the different sparklies is just the render engine not being able to keep up with it or to render it. That's why it's so slow. So it's not going to sparkle like this. It'll be straight, smooth shading when it's rendered frame by frame. It just takes power. I'm going to put something else here, like a little, some more cubes with. I think I'll have a data pad over there or something. I'll figure it out. I haven't figured it. I'm just doing this by the seat of my pants. I should have drawn stuff out and like, oh, this is how I'm going to design the space station. But like as it is, just this little kind of fly through is only maybe about half of the song, so I have to double this whole thing. So I might have to either do a lot in here, like kind of separate this. I made it a long room. I might have to separate this into like 3 sections and then fly through each section, zoom, like that, like snake through, or redesign the ship in a way that I can fly, like maybe up to the cockpit or something. I don't know. I haven't figured it out. And that looks more like a shuttle bay, but it's not. That's gonna be the not cryo pod chamber, but it'll be where the pods are, where the people sleep through the hypersleep chambers, hyperpod sleepers, hypersleep pods, hypersleep. Yeah, that makes sense. Hypersleep. Anyway, that's where it stops around 2400 or so, 23 something, and 25 something, and it ends at 5688, I believe, somewhere around there. So I have to do like I said, double the amount. But yeah, so I figured out how to do this freaking nebula, which is way bigger than what I need it to be, because the window's here, and the camera flies through here. Oops. The camera flies through here and it goes boop into the window. So I wanted it to kind of fly through a couple of different like sing-song. So what I might do is I might do one and then another one and flip it, or I could just do this one and flip it so that there's 2 sides, because I wanted it to be like that. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I just don't want to get carried away with just the nebula stuff, because it's just one little piece of it. But yeah, and I gotta move these lights a little bit too. Let's see if I can do that real quick. Where's the lights? Wait, what happened to the lights? Yeah, I did a hole in it, and it didn't even do anything, because I wanted the camera to fly through the hole. That didn't work. It's like, that didn't work, so I just said forget it, I'm not gonna do that. Oh, that's fine. I was like, where's there we go. Alright, so sorry. So that's that one and that's that one. So I want to move this one. It's not working. Wait, where's the light? I passed. Where? Oh, it's a point. That's why. P-O. There it is. No, it's a spot. It's a spot. No, it's not that one. I thought it was sun. I got a sun. I got a point. Where is the... I don't know where these lights are. They're not areas. No, those... Okay, let's try this again. Really? You're not gonna let... There we go. That is... It's not camera. Where is it? I need to find that. Oh, is it part? It can't be part of the sun. Is that a sun? That's not a sun. Let me see. That is a point. Maybe is it? Oh, it's part of this collection. I'm such an idiot. Here it is. Okay, so that's the blue. I need this orange, which is this one. There we go. I mean, not orange, but let's see. G. Put it like there. Go back to there. See where we at. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, that's better. Cause it'll be like that. Maybe. Wait, is that too bright? Let me see. Turn this on. Oh, that's a little bright. I gotta move it out of the way. Move it down a little bit. Out of the scene. There we go. That way we won't get. That's better. Even though it just looks like clouds coming over, but that's fine. I want it to fly inside, but I can live with that. Okay, cool. Yay, we did it. Anything else? Any video game stuff? I'm not sure. I know there are rumors. There are rumors about Sony, like 7 secret Sony games coming out, PlayStation 4 games. And I read into it. And what they are is what they were talking about before. Is their China initiative. It's not what it's called, but it's basically Chinese indie games that they're trying to promote so that they can have more of a footprint in China as far as the games. So I'm like, okay, they're probably gonna be hot garbage. Not saying all indie games are hot garbage. I'm just saying they whoever wrote this article is like, yeah, it's gonna be so good. Secrecy, 7 secret Sony games, PlayStation 4, and I look into it like, oh, the China indie games. Oh, okay, good try. Nice try. Nice. You tried to pull the wool over me eyes. Didn't work. What was that? I don't know what kind of freaking. Anyway, that was the one thing I heard about today. And then what Xbox was there? They just keep talking about the Game Pass on Switch stuff, but whatever. We'll see. I don't know. It's not like, oh my gosh, it's going to happen. Who knows? I think I do want to do some. Like if okay, let me go out here. And let me put the overlays on and let me go here. Okay, so that's just the nebula. That's what that big square is. And this is the geometry of the station as it is, where it's the room it comes in, it goes down the hallway, down, around here. So I'd have to I want to keep it like this, no wider than this, so I can probably snake around this way, or if I go around this way, I can have a room here, and then have another snake around behind here and come up right here. You know what I mean? So it would be, I can make it a longer path. But I do want a cockpit, a captain's chair. So I got to figure that out, and then I got to figure out how to fit it all. I mean, it's not hard to fit it all. Just make a spaceship and then just put it in there. So it's not a big deal. It's just I just want to make it make sense. So like I want to say like, okay, I need room for engines, I need room for cargo, fuel, blah blah blah. And so that's where I want to keep this kind of compact, like maybe on this level, or like maybe see how it's down a level here. It's not really down a whole level. It's down. Sorry, it's down by this much. So I think it's 22.5 degrees. So boom boom. But if you go, it's about halfway, so it'd be another halfway here, and this would be in the middle. So another level down here would be half. So that's a bad design already. I should have made that longer, twice as long, so it could be down there. I can always extend it, so that's not a big deal. If I do that, then I could have an upper and lower level, and then I can kind of compact it all in. Or that could be fuel, engine compartment, the mechanics of the actual ship in there. I think that'd be a better look. Yeah, I think that'd be better. That way I can do like I can mirror this side on that side. Not exactly the same, because it has to end here because they'll intersect right there. Wow. So boom, put that there, and then I'll put a corridor probably from here over there. So maybe it'll come out and around, and then come this way, and then yeah, in there, and then we could finish off at the end. I do like that open bay at the end there too. So maybe we'll have an observation deck in between here, an observation deck in between the bedroom quarters, the captain's quarters, if you will, and the end of the quote unquote sleepy time chamber. Yeah, right here. This between here. I wanted to have a 0G space, but I was thinking too hard. I said, "Oh, I want it to be, I want it to make sense." But if that's the case, then the whole ship would have to rotate. So I was like, you know what? This is fantasy space. So just artificial gravity. Press a button. So this room will be just have no gravity, I guess, and it'll be floaty time. I don't know if I'm going to use it in the actual shot itself. It would be a cool room because everything would be floating around. It'd be super easy to make, but I'm trying to think like going there instead of turning into there, it would turn right and then come around, maybe into the 0G, out of the 0G, back up into there, and then there. Yeah, that'll work. I think that'll work. So yeah, I think that'll be a good look for that stuff there. And I was looking at a Vroid. I was looking at it before. I was like, oh man, I want to download that so I could just get some easy characters to put them in there. And then I was like, it's not exactly what I want. It's a little limited. So I'm not too sure if I want to do that. I was gonna actually have live action people at the end here, but I think I'm gonna do CG instead. And I wanna try to do it myself. I wanna do it myself. I wanna try to build the models, and I keep looking at these videos. People build the models. Like, okay, so if I design it 2D with the front and the profile, I could just use that as a guide and create it from there. So I have to draw now. Subsea says I just watched Aquaman last night. Good movie. Was it better than Captain? I don't think it was better than Captain Marvel. So you just keep that. Keep that right there. See, there's another bad thing about this putting the lights over there is that it's bleeding through the walls and stuff, and it's affecting the inside render color. So I have to figure out how to block that. I'll probably have to do whatchamacallit, for that one wall on that side. I have to do or maybe the whole thing. I might have to redo the whole room container so that it's it'll keep that whatchamacallit. You see, I put little lines in there. That didn't work out too well. I might have to redo those cylinders, but I'm not worried about that stuff right now. That's just detail work. I'm really concentrating on just the overall layout and design of this, like the walls. I guess I'll just use that stuff. You see how they're repeating. I had more, but then I actually scaled them up and said, okay, I just need to, because there were too many like little sections. There was like twice as many more. I was like, that's just a little too repetitive. So just having the 3 is better. But doing the Nebula stuff was so freaking hard because it's a whatchamacallit. It's a shape. It's the shape that you saw. It's the gray cube with a volume, a principal volume node, shader, if you will. And then you have to tweak all that stuff, and you got to add frickin' so many nodes. I had to look at a video. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Then I saw one. I was like, oh. And then I copied it exactly. I was like, okay. And that's where I got now. I was like, okay, that's pretty good. And I saved it as a separate Blender file, nebula. And that's the cool thing about Blender, where you could do that. You could just, I'm gonna build a nebula. You build it, right? You save it, and then you could go in and you go in here and you say append, and you just grab it, and it puts it in. And so you have whatever you used in that project. So I can build a ship in another Blender instance, and then say pen, plops it in, and so it has collections. So I have this collection, and I have my collection. So collection 1 is the nebula, and then this is the regular collection, is everything else. So the nebula goes inside of this collection, this actual project. So it's cool. It's like, yeah, all right, works out pretty good, I must say. I guess I can pull up the song itself too, so we can play it and see the timing. Like I said, it's about it's about oh shoot, I don't remember. But I know it ends somewhere in the middle of the second verse, I think. I'll do it as a flat shaded first, so we can get the timing, and then I'll look at the render, which will be off time, so we can't. And I was scared though. Like yesterday, I was pulling up a drift, the vocals, and I had files missing. I was like, "What the hell is it?" And I remembered I had moved I cleaned up some files, and the files that I had cleaned up, and they're missing in here too. Jeez, really? Okay. Oh no, wait, are they popping in? Come on, baby, come on, baby. They're missing. I gotta find them. Oh, it did it again. Why? Oh, I didn't save it. Okay, but I know where they are though. So. All right, set folder to. This is why. Yeah, I didn't save it. I'm a dummy. It's there, and it's Street Jams, and it's, I think it's space. No, it's wave. Here it is. Okay, and go. That's gonna find them. Bleep 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 bloop. It says, I think it's 9 samples that were missing before, and then it will work. Thank you. I was so crazily. Okay, let's save that. So it should actually work now. Okay. Alright, so let's do it as a flat shaded render right now. That will look at the real stuff. Yeah.
When I gaze into infinity, space is so silent.
So I gotta fix that where it slows down.
Sending me to a place, tasting the energy. Can I be reaching the exosphere happily? Yep, I never stepped on a satellite. Can I get a cup of stardust just for the night? Obvious, the flight might be dangerous, hazardous to the human beings, being fools who endanger us. Maybe just trust the captain who will thrust us past the Kuiper belt. Never felt such injustice. Should have been here a million years ago. Maybe so. Certain people want technology to cease and never grow. Never showed how I almost didn't ever flow. Never too late to escape this plane. How insane to never know. Crazy. There's some realities, the myth for me to sit here, mind clear, traveling a dread. Oh, just let us go. I wanna fly away with you, my dear. From here, just let me know if you are willing. I got you, so I have no fear.
So
Just
I'm gonna
let
turn
us
right
show
instead of left.
how the improbable turn to the possible. Oh, just let us go. Just let us go. When I think about how our chemistry combines to create another state, it amazes me crazily. Flying through gamma rays, it pleases me. The nebula are certainly beautiful. Stop teasing me easily. I could ultimately spend eternity exploring celestial bodies in the farthest galaxy. Exists to contradict all of reality. I'm glad to be the only old man in this colony. Follow me. I'm about to take you on a trip, make you feel so real without even a sip.
Alright. That's okay. So let's go. So without even a sip, that's a minute and Minute 45, about a minute 50. A minute 50 in. Actually, it's less than that. It's about a minute 45 in. So, that's going to be something. All right, so let's do it with the renders. There we go. And we'll see it's going to be way more. So, 145 for real time. Let's see what the slowed down render time's going to look like.
When I gaze into infinity, space is so silent, it tends to recenter me, sending me to a place, tasting the energy. Can I be reaching the exosphere happily? Yep, I never stepped on a satellite. Can I get a cup of stardust just for the night? Obvious, the flight might be dangerous, hazardous to the human beings, being fools who endanger us. Maybe just trust the captain who will thrust us past the Kuiper belt. Never felt such injustice. Should have been here a million years ago. Maybe so. Certain people want technology to cease and never grow. Never showed how I almost didn't ever flow. Never too late to escape this plane. How insane to never know. It's crazy. To some realities, the myth for me, I sit here, mind clear, traveling adrift. Just let us go. I wanna fly away with you, my dear, from here. Just let me know if you are willing. I got you, so I have no fear. Just let us show how the improbable turn to the possible.
There's a lot of aliases. There's all kind of stuff happening.
Just let us go. When I think about how our chemistry combines to create another state, it amazes me crazily. Flying through gamma rays, it pleases me. The nebula are certainly beautiful. Stop teasing me easily. I could ultimately spend eternity exploring celestial bodies in the farthest galaxy. Exists to contradict all of reality. I'm glad to be the only old man in this colony. Follow me. I'm about to take you on a trip, make you feel so real without even a sip, without even a click. You can figure out the pace without even a
That's
beat.
where it
You
ended
can figure
before.
out the place without even a trace. We gon' slide through the rift. Our visuals are tripping way past tilt shift. Extraordinarily, we see planetary drift. Experience the gift as we travel adrift. Just let us go. I wanna fly away with you, my dear, from here. Just let me know if you are willing. I got you, so I have no fear. Just let us show how the improbable turn to the possible. Oh, just let us go. Just let us go. Just let us go. Just let us
Go. Yeah. Oh, it's more than a minute. It's gonna be a minute and a half, maybe. Wow, slowing down a lot. I'm still gonna add more lights, so it's gonna be even slower. But as long as because I went to the heaviest part as far as render time and stuff, and it was about 12 seconds, I think was the most. So I'm good with that. 12 seconds per frame, yeah.
Just let us go. I wanna fly away with you,
I mean,
my dear, from
it's a lot of frames,
here.
but
Just let me know if you are willing. I got you, so I have no.
it's a lot of frames, but it's more acceptable as far as this versus cycles. Cycles would have taken like 10 days or something like that. This was gonna take, I think, 4 hours. But it actually might be different because I'm gonna be adding a whole bunch of lights and stuff. I think that's the HDR. Well, that's the materials shading. But I think the lighting is it's a scene world, and the background is weird. Ooh, I could change the. Oh, I didn't know this. Hold up. Wait a minute. I like that. That's closer to. Hold on, let me see something. That's like at nighttime. Yeah, that's like the HDR. Let me see something here. Oh wow, yeah, that's the HDR. That's the HDR stuff they have. That's kind of cool. So you can get you can download the HDR image, and then you put it in, right? And what it does, it matches the lighting of the scene. So say if you have a sunset, there's a sun in the sky, the sun is there, blah blah blah, right? Wherever the sun is within the image, it'll map it around, like it'll do a sphere basically around you, or at least a cylinder. And I think it's more of a sphere. And wherever the light is, it'll project light from the sun in the image, so it'll emulate the actual HDR lighting into your scene, and it'll use the colors. And I was like, oh, this is kind of dope. So that was the original. That's like a foresty, whatever. And then this is this one. I don't know what that one is. A desert. This is a nighttime town. That's a dark alley or something. And that's a beach or something. I don't even know. Is there other ones? Oh shoot! Where save as studio light. Get out of there. That's kind of cool. Scene world. Okay, scene lights. Oh, okay, scene lights, but it has the lighting of. Okay, let me see what this looks like. Oh, it's not gonna show that. Yeah, that's the one bad thing about that. It still shows that. That's kind of cool though. Let us go. Subsy says, well, I enjoyed it. My only issue is that it acts like Justice League didn't happen, even though Mera mentions him beating Steppenwolf. The Atlanteans never mentioned the Amazons when attacking the surface. And, well, guess what? Nobody wants to admit that Justice League happened. Whoops. Yeah, this isn't bad. I like the metal. It's got some good looks in there, but I mean, that's one. If I could find an HDR image that was like space with galaxies in it, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I use that. But I haven't found it, so I can't. But yeah, I like that metal right there. That's kind of cool. Although it's not. It's supposed to be white. And we fast forward this because this is pretty much all the same. White. Yeah, it's not. See, real stuff is a little bit better. So, and use the scene lighting. That's kind of cool. Also, I need to add some volumetric lighting. I mean, volumetric lighting's already in it, but I need volumetrics in it so that the light can actually react to it. Because that's in the nebula. That's basically what it all is volumetrics. So, sorry. So, the volumetrics are the clouds, right? And the two lights that you saw before are what are making them blue and pink, whatever. Blue and red mixed together. So that's why that's there. I don't. Damn, the downfall of Marvel movies now the time DC. What are you talking about? Oscar B. Drunk says, not really a hot take. Everyone says the cat is best in Captain Marvel and it only has like 2 minutes. I don't think that's true. I don't think the cat's the best thing. It's a good thing. I don't think it's the best thing. Focus, man. The best thing is Bogus. The best thing is glowy Captain Marvel. When Captain Marvel flies, it beats up everybody. I just like that she's like a super space cop. And she's Alright, so on last week's episode, I did these. Actually, these aren't right. I'm gonna have to replace those. This is the right one. This is the right one. Where I did the little indentations and stuff, and then I beveled it. But I didn't. I did that after I moved these over here. So these are beveled, but they're kind of out of focus a little bit. So I don't know. I might go back and switch them out, but right now they're just kind of placeholder stuff. The chair stays though. I gotta put some stuff on the table there. Maybe like a broken PS4 controller or something. I mean PS12. This is in the picture. Sorry, just kidding. Yeah, and this whole going down the down slope, I don't like it too much. I have to fix that too. So I'm gonna change all that, and then I'll have to go to the other side there. They got a lot of lights on the outside, but I'll probably have to figure that out too for a better. Oscar just put it in the scene in Captain Marvel where she punches the old lady, and well, she's looking at the old lady. The old lady says she's saying it's a real Captain Marvel. Then she punches the old lady. That's funny. I mean, that gif is funny. That meme, is that a meme? It's not a gif. It's not a meme. All right, so what do I want to do? I'm really tired right now, so I don't know if I'm going to do too much of anything, because this requires a lot of patience and a lot of work. Wait, and there is a sun. Hold up, there's a sun somewhere. Wait, where's my sun? There's the sun. That's why the blue. Okay, that's wrong. That's the wrong color. Oh, but I wanted it because it was coloring the blanket there in that room. If I change that, it's gonna change the color of that. So maybe I should actually change the color of this blanket. How about I do that? Let's try that. Wait, where am I? This is the hallway. There we go. Yeah, I took the bottom out of it because I was like, why? Alright, so shading. Let's see the colors. Oh, what the heck happened? So I should actually take the where's the sun? Here comes the sun. Doo-doo-doo-doo. I should change this. Sun to more of a white, yellowish, something like that. That way, when I do this, it'll be closer to the color it needs to be. This up a little bit here. So I need. No, see, I almost messed up. I almost messed up the whole world. I need to be on object. There we go. That's the brick texture, and the colors are all wrong. So I need. We do blue, blue, blue. Let's see what happens. I don't know why that's green. No, it's not convert the colors. That's the bump. Oh, that's the height. I need an actual color, which is here. There we go. I want extra blue. Subsurface color is good. So. Oh, wait a second. I can't get it. Let me see. Go to here. something like that. Something more neutral. There you go. Want to be subdued. I don't want it to be super hard. It's not exactly what. Oh, subsurface. So if okay, wait a second. Is that the hell? Why is it so? Oh wow. Oh, so it's kind of grainy. I kind of like that though because it gives it some texture, you know. Needs some texture in there. So if I go all the way to 0, it's kind of. All right, so I totally screwed this up. Hold on. Subsurface. Oh, okay, there we go. See if I give it a little bit, but then it's blurry. I don't want it blurry. I want it to be a little bit defined. I mean, it should be because that's where the whatchamacallit is. That's where the focus is right there at that point. And I want it to seem out of focus. And that's the problem with this in particular is that I didn't make it as a material with particles, use particles. So I learned how to do that too, but my computer would melt if I made this an actual blanket with fibers. It would be like destroy it. It would destroy itself. All right, so let's me. Where was I? Here, subsurface. So if I subsurface it, so all the way 0 is there. Was it the radius? Oh wait, radius was. What the hell? Okay. Well, how about you stop? Alright, so the radius. Wait, was the radius the thing that. What's this? I don't know what's going on here. I totally messed all this stuff up. The color. Let me do like red so I can see where it's at. Oh, I gotta bring it up. Alright. Gives it a little bit of purple. Okay, so that's the subsurface. Alright. I get it. So it just mixes the two colors. But I don't like, you see that line there? That might actually be kind of cool. It kind of looks like a lens flare or something, right? Although I know it's just like mix-ups. Let me see. I'm not hating that. I mean, that's a little weird. It's a little rough in there. Let me see something here. Let me render that. I want to see what it looks like. See how long it takes to. It shouldn't take that long. And this is at, I got it at 4K, but 50%, so it's at 1080p, basically. So 13.77 seconds and 213.58 megs. So that's alright. You got 13 seconds. Like if it's under 15 seconds, I think I did the calculation at 15. If it's under 15, then it would take 4 hours or so. Alright, so let's mess with this some more here. We'll change this first. Change that back to white. Let us. Alright, so that's which isn't bad. It's kind of like almost like a fabric-y thing. So what if I do this with? Oh, that one was at 2, I think. Put that back at 2. So you can see the. You see it more defined now. So if I do. Maybe that's it right there. That might be it. Happy accident. I kind of like the electric blue. As you can tell. I might have to change the focal to focus on. There's gonna be a back shelf with some stuff on it. I think I might do that. Change it to that. So we can have the bed will be the foreground, and then background it'll shift to the chair. And then that's the one thing I have to figure out is to kind of choreograph not just the camera placement, but the focal length. So it's kind of focusing on different elements as it travels through. Like this first one, Lost. I lost some of it because I deleted some keyframes, but yeah, it comes in about right there. This one's here, then it goes this on the chair, then it loses it, then it goes to the cylinder here, then it goes to the hallway. So all that the foreground stuff is kind of out. This stuff out of focus, which is what I want. You're focusing past it. It gives it a little bit of depth, but yeah. So that's good. I think I want to try something. I want to try to do this real quick. I want to try to do a cheesy. I want to try to do I can't think. A blanket. Whatchamacallit? A blanket. Try to do a blanket. There's an easy way to do this. I'm just not okay. I'm gonna try to do a blanket thing. Blanket simulation, claw simulation on the bed. But I want to try it here first to see if I can get it to work. And if I can, then I can probably just bring the plane in. Settings are in the physics tab, which is that the physics? That's particles. Physics. Physics cloth, quality steps, speed multiplier, mass, collision, object collision, yes. Collision collection. What does that mean? Do I want self-collision? No, I don't know. Let's see what happens when I do this one. Oh, no collision on that one. So this needs to be a physics. I need object data. Wait, let me see. Add modifier. No, it's a so perfect. Y'all don't understand how perfect that is. That's perfect. Alright, so I need to take that. This, I can pretty much delete that. What am I going to do? So that is the... It's not going to be that color, so let's choose the color. Let's see, the blanket is there. So we do a white blanket? Yeah, we should do white on there. Or something similar to white. I can always change the color. So this is the plane. Okay, cool. So let's save this as space blank. That's how I spell blanky. Alright, and let's go to my space hallway. Alright. Now I'm going to append. Where's my space blanky? Space blank space blanky, and that's the object, and that's the plane, and where'd it go? That's one thing I hate about this. It's like, it's not really their fault. I just didn't let's G that up. Oh, that's right. It's taking forever because it's oh wow. Okay. Oh, jeez. That thing should not have been there. Why is it so far down there? That's weird. Okay, that's better, I guess. I gotta scale it down. Let's scale it down first. I'm probably gonna have to redo it anyway. Scale, zoop, scale, zoop. Okay, close. That's way too big. Oh shoot! I can't scale this smaller than this. You know what? I might have to. I might have to do this. Where is my freaking? Why is it so far up there? What's? I don't get it. Oh my god! I just missed it. Alright, let me just move it in here. G See, that's way too big. Look at that. It's taking up the whole room. How do I make that smaller yet? Oh, there we go. It's going the wrong way. Was it going the wrong way? I swore that was to make it bigger. Alright, you know what? Delete that. Alright, this is what we're gonna make. Oh! Alright, so where's my. Get my 3D cursor to a better location. So bring it to where it's supposed to be. That's pretty close. Yeah, it's close enough. What time is it? 9 o'clock. I've done my 2 hours, but I'm kind of inspired now. I want to keep going. So let's see if we can make this blanky, blank space blanky work. That's what I'm calling it. That's about the right size, right? Let me see. Not really. It's hard to tell. Let's scale it. Scale it on the X a little bit. Just a little bit. I mean, it actually should be bigger on all, right? So when it's plopping all down together, you can have some stuff here. Yeah. All right. So now we will object mode, edit mode. I forgot how to bring up there it is. Where it cuts. So this has to be like, oh, way more than that. Come on, son. 50. Nope, more than that. 100. This is gonna make smoothness a lot of smoothness. Fractal? I didn't know what. Oh, that's kind of dope. Oh, that's kind of dope. So if I do a little bit of fractal on there too. So it's like a wrinkled. Okay, we'll do that, and then we'll do. What did I say we're doing? Oh, this thing. We have to make this a. How did I do it before? Oh my God! See, this is what happens. I forget. Wait. Let's finish the thing on this. Cloth simulation on that. Physics tab here. back to the bed. And where the heck is my freaking object? I should have named it. Now I'm gonna have like a goofy. Is that it right there? That's it. Jeez. Oh boy. This is really turning into something, isn't it? Okay. No, what are you doing? Oh, I've messed the gravity up, so it has to be minus. Let's do that. So I guess minus goes the other way? No. So why is... Let's do it that way. Why is it still going up? Well, I tear gravity up for a second here. It's still going. I don't have any whatchamacallits on it, so this should be meters per second squared. I think that's what that means. Alright, so that's going slower. So let's go slower. It's going slower, that means it's taking a while because I guess it has to process it for me. See if I can do it. This is quicker. Wow, why is that so quick now? That's not right. It was at point. It was at minus 9 something, right? Oh, gotta put the gravity back on just sometime. There we go. There we go. Yay. Okay, now I gotta make the bed an actual whatchamacallit. I have to make the bed a rigid, hard body. You guys remember where that was? I sure don't. I should remember these things. Oh wait, if I do cloth and then I go here, and then it's rigid body constraint, I believe. Yes, I think that's what it is. And then I think that's what it was. Yeah, many, but not by that many. We'll do 10. Because I just want to make sure it works, and then I can probably do some more after that. So we get that, and then we'll go to this, we go to north, and then we go to the bed, and then we go to the bed, and then we go, get out of edit mode, and then we go to the bed, and then we go to physics, and then this is all the same, right? So it should work. The gravity being super. Where's that thing? Oh my god, it's down there. Golly, alright. Ah. No. Let's see it. It's not working. Don't. Man, it's not working. Okay. It's just the collision of the bed is not working, so let's put that up again. Gotta figure this out. Collision. I think that was it. I think I just didn't have that plug. That was it. Boom. Why did I mess that up? Come on. Come on. Get over there. Is it slipping off? Oh boy. Yeah, keep it moving. D'Artagnan. Oh boy, okay, so now the problem is that there is a barrier between the object and the actual thing. So if I take off the rigid body constraint. Oh shoot, yeah. Here we go. Yeah, so you see that? There's like a force field happening. So I need to, first thing I need to do is I need to subdivide that 1,000 million times more. Not yet, no. I want to, so I need the collision, I need the is it the dampening? What is it? I can't remember. Distance, I think this is it. Let's see. So was that point? No, that's not it either. Let me see something here. If I do one, wait, go back. A sec. That's the same. That's the same. It should be different, but it's not different from there. That's the same. Okay, let me just take that off. I don't know why I put that on there. Just throwing stuff at it. I'll probably change the gravity too so that it's a little bit stronger. Let me do that real quick. Where is it at? Here it is, gravity. So let me see if I go that way. See if it actually increases the speed. Not really. Let's see. Okay, it needs to be lower. Alright, so let's do 2 minus 2. That's better. There we go. Okay. Alright, I like that speed for now. So I need this collision, man. Okay, so tension, compression. Let's see what we do here. Nope. Boom. about mass air viscosity. No, I don't really need the speed because I'm not actually recording the actual physics. The physics animation. I just want it to look clothy, if you will, as it passes by. Alright, so I know I'm still on all games, but that's okay, because you like it. And there's nothing else playing, I don't think. Alright, so collision distance. I think that's what maybe the clamping is. Impulse clamping? I don't know. Clamping is usually a bad thing when I'm messing with it, but sometimes you need it. No, it's not. I would imagine that the distance would. Wait, what did it say? Minimum distance between collision objects before collision response takes effect. Right, so why isn't it freaking. And that's not gonna work because when I'm at here, it looks like it's floating. I don't want that. I want the bloopy blips. You know? It's not working. It would work if I was up here. And then I came down here. But I'm down here. Here. That's not gonna work for me, guy. What if I do self-collision? Let's see what happens with that. It's probably gonna break everything. Ah! Oh my gosh, come on. That definitely broke everything. When's the last time I saved it? I didn't save it. I guess it's time for me to take the break. I'll get up for all games in 10 minutes. Because you're probably tired of hearing this song. Like I am. I mean, I should be more tired because I've heard it more than any other person on the planet. So, that's that. Your booger snots. And my blunder's like, So I'm going to take off self-collision because it definitely broke something. When I say broke something, it just means it's trying to calculate the self-collision stuff, and it's like, nah, son. So that's what's happening right now. That's why you should always save. I should put the auto save on for like every 5 minutes or something. Oh, because I think excuse me. I think Ableton has that. So like, oh man, it crashed, and I was like, I'll just it says, hey, your stuff crashed. You want to load the last jabby jab? Like, yeah, please load it. I love you, Ableton. You never destroy my stuff. There we go. See? And let's take off self-collision while we can. See, now it's gonna have to recalculate. So the distance. Oh, I think I have to change the distance on the actual blanket. That's what it is. So I changed the distance on the bed, and now I changed it on the blanket because I think they both have a buffer, and I think that's what it is. I think the blanket still has a buffer on, and the bed is probably straight. I think that's what's happening. If this thing would not crash, please don't crash. Please don't crash away from me. I'll be there. Oh, I'm really clogged up. Now I gotta take me some super nighttime, sleepy time drugs, pills of love. I'm gonna take them in. Probably snore. Please don't crash away from me. I'll be there for you. You come. I'll be down my hands on you. That's a pretty good. That's a good hook that they did on that song. I guess. Oh, please don't go. Like, I guess the song's called "Please Don't Go Away from Me." It's called "Please Don't Go." That's a good song. Is that the first song on their first album? I think it is. The music could be better, but that hook is good. Please don't go away from me. It's that one half step. Please don't go the away. The way on the away. Please don't go away from me. That's what gives it that flavor. Who is that? I think it was Is that Sean? Probably Sean. There's this one dude on YouTube that sounds just like him. All of them. He does like an acapella version. He does all the parts. I'm like, okay, you sound like Boys and Men. And then Wanye's sons, he got them singing, and they were all singing together with this one dude. I was like, okay, that's not bad. All right. Okay, this is taking too long. And I just clicked to turn off self collision, and this is what's happening. Remember, this is still in beta, but it's glorious beta. It's like beta carotene. It's so much beta. That was a bad joke, and I'm out of liquid, so that means I must be leaving soon. But I do want to get this because it just adds another. But the problem is that I want the physics to happen, but I don't need it to happen. I just need it to be where it's at. So I guess I have to bake it on that frame so that it's there as just a still frame, right? I don't know. Like I said, I'm a Blender noob, so. I think Bridget is watching her Hallmark shows on the big TV. She said to me too. She said, "I'm gonna be watching my Hallmark on the big TV." I was like, "Alright, I guess I'll be doing a long show tonight." Especially with Blender messing around. Candy messing around. Sick of getting treated like a stepchild. Hey. It's time for us to get wild. Sick of getting treated like a stepchild. Hey. We'll be right. Okay. You know what? I'm about to close this. Cause this took longer. This took longer than it did before. This took longer than it did before. So, what have we learned? That for some reason, the navigation. I mean, I guess I could just use X and G and X and Y. Okay, I'm about done with this right here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Yes, I want to. Close program. I don't want to. Thank you. Okay, let's get back into it now. See if it doesn't break down. So I want to. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right. So did I save this as a? I don't think I did. Did I save this as a collision? Okay, I think that's right. Okay, and now we will put in our. And we'll do GX. Where are you? GY. There you go. I'm starting to learn the shortcuts, which is good. Maybe I could just have it. Wait, where is it? How big is it? That's way too big. Scale Y. That. I should do no back face culling, but I'm not sure which side is the front face or back face. Or I don't know how that works. Well, I know how it works, but I've been messing with it. But it would be super helpful right now. I could just do it in just wireframe so I can see what the heck's going on here. All right, so. So let's rotate that bad boy like this. Like this. I guess I'm gonna go up. Sorry. maybe it'd be good if it was on the floor too. Then I have to do another restraint thing for this one. Is that no? It's that one. I'd have to do a collision restraint. Whatchamacallit. All right, so that's there. So let's do edit mode, subdivide, do 10 again. We'll do another 10 if we need to. And let's see what happens here. Oh, did I change the gravity? I don't think I changed the gravity. Gravity, 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 gravity. I had it -2, right? And minus. Oh, that's -9 squared. And I had it -2? That wasn't that much. I thought that was. Okay, I'm losing my mind right now. So why isn't this thing moving? Alright, so that was at 9. That was the right gravity, okay. I know, I'm always forgetting something. Oh. Cloth. Where'd it go? Oh, shoot, where'd it go? Where is it? Is it way down? Oh, it's way down there. Jeez, man. What did... I don't know what's up with this. Why is it... Why it does that? Okay, now it's way up there. It's too far up. I don't get it. It's too far up. I can barely see it, too. Oh, it's already deformed. Oh, that's because it's... Wait. What's going on here? Okay, wait a second. Something's crazy. Alright, that's there. Where is it? Probably way up. Wait, how? Well, at least it's closer to the freaking ball. You know what I mean? What the heck happened to that? Okay, that is not right. Oh, I know why. Okay, I'm an idiot. Definitely. I have to do. I can't do it that way. I'm so dumb. Okay, where is it at? It's here. Please don't go away from me. Let's see if this works. Yay! Wow. Okay. I have to do another. That's gonna slide off. Yeah. Okay, that's good though. I like. It's Gusto G X. Just by a little bit. I'm still sliding off. Let's do 7. Right there. Do here. Oops. That's not where I wanted to be. What the heck is going on here? missed the bed. Let's find the bed. Wait, is it? It's over the. Oh no, it's not over the bed. So we do G Y. Oh, way to go! Man, this is really not fun. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say right now. It's not fun at all. This beta stuff is for the blades. Maybe I should do the bed and the whole thing in a different, and just pull the whole thing and just slap it on there. You know what I mean? 'Cause this is some bullshit right here. Let's see what happens. Okay, I gotta change the friction. So the friction on, I think, the bed itself. That's the wrong thing I want it to be. Stop. So let me see. If I change the friction on the bed, it should stick. So the bed will be stickiness. Yeah, sticky. Not particle. Friction. Friction for cloth collisions. Yes. So let's put 20 on them. That's better, but it's still not right. Alright, so this whole thing needs to move over. Where is it? Alright, it's there. So I'm gonna use this because this seems to be the only thing that's pretty much. All right, close. It's close. Let's go back here. Let's move this over just a tism, like thism, like tism. All right, let's try it again. Boom! You can do it. Come on, Blanky. You can do it, Blanky. Come on, Blanky. Now, Blanky. Well, actually, you know what? I think I'm doing this wrong because if I do another plane, actually, this should be a plane right here. I don't think it is. It's not. All right, so if I do another, let me do another plane. That is actually plane. Let me go down here. Let me scale it. Scale it to. Change the color. Well, actually, I'll change the color after I done fixed it up. So, see, it's not even lined up right. Super not right. but it's still moving. So that's another problem. That it would be moving while. Let me see. Yeah, this thing is gonna start slowing down so much because I got all this crap going on. Bed, yes. And where's the blankie? Blankie probably fell off. Oh no, I saw it up there. Why is it up there? Hold on. What's going on here? The heck? Okay, wait. Right. Okay. Still moving. Slowly. That'd be creepy. I can't have it move that much. I have to pull them. I guess the freaking friction has to be higher, or. Where's the camera? Did it pass by yet? There it is. So let's see what happens here. Oh, there it is. There's the blankie. That's not bad, actually. I mean, except for the freaking, except for the space, which we have to fix. Got space there. So, well, first we need to add some subdivisions on that, because that's ridiculous. And of course it disappears. I am. Where is it? There it is. Okay, it's already okay. Edit mode. Subdivide. Another 10. Did that work? No, it didn't work. Hold up. Do this way. Like that, and then we do the subdivide, zoom, smoothness factor. Yes, can we get some smoothness? Let's do 1. Seems to be a good number. I don't know. Okay. I don't know why that thing is way up there. Is it even falling? It's not moving. This is freaking. I'm probably gonna have to do it on a different project or something. I don't know. This is really weird. Oh man, the frames per second is sucky now. Way sucky. 1 frame per second because of that freaking physics. And I didn't even want it to be that high. Alright, stop. Where are you? Oh, it's way down here, of course. Alright, I'm deleting it. It's out of here. That's it. Now let's see what the frames per second are. Look at that. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I have to figure out a way. Let me do it in another, whatchamacallit, because I can't. I just can't. So I did. Oh no, I did it over here. Let me open space blanking. I want to see. Let me see how this works again. How about that? Boom. I mean, that worked pretty good. It's like, why isn't it working the other way though? but see, when I don't do the self collision, it kind of smirkers. I think we need to do self collision, but then that's gonna break everything, isn't it? Let's see. Cloth, quality steps, speed multiplier, stiffness. I don't want it to be too stiff. Compression, bending. All right, let's see. It's a little better. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. The fact that it's still moving now after that. So it was it's goose collision, I think it was. Yeah, that's what it was. Self collision. And let's see how this breaks. It should be layer. It should be adding like mountains, and so it should pile up. Actually, if that's supposed to work the right way. This isn't working because this is like sliding around. See, that's it. But I'm gonna turn it off for now. We need to go here. That's collision. We need the friction to be like 1,000, 180. Okay, that works. Let's see what it does. So it's not sliding. I don't want it to slide. Yep, that's pretty good. Although it's still crunchy. Shade smooth. I guess it was already on smooth shade. Do I need to add more things to that? No shear, much bending. Oh, bouncy. Oh, that's nice right there. Oh, that's really bouncy. Okay, well, that was the bend. I put too much bend in. I think it was the bend. It's definitely. Oh, that's what I want. Yeah, but it's like rubber. Okay, that's too much. Maybe it was the shear. Oh no, it was the bounce. It was the bendy. So I don't. It was on. I think one. That was 0.5, right? So I put it on. Oh, that's like perfect right there. But you see the space. That's what I don't want. Well, anyway. Appreciate y'all hanging out in All Games time. I'm going to say bye-bye to the All Games peoples. And I will continue to stream on Twitch and Mixer. Because I don't want to hog up the All Games lions and stuff. If people want to hear beep boop boop beep boop boop beep boop. That's that kind of music. To the way y'all remember there's other shows on allgames.com/live. During the week, listen to them. 10 Pixel Live, Pocket Belly Gamers, Radios, Gamers, Fantastic Forum. No, it's just Fantastic Forum because there's another podcast called The Fantastic Forum, and I was highly upset when I saw that, and I was like, ew, that's garbage. And then the other stuff. Wow, BT. Did I say BT already? 42 level 1. Ugh. Dead Pixel Live. All the other stuff that I don't remember because I'm dumb. Alright, bye. Peace out, homies. Bye-bye. All Games has left the building. Alright. So I can't do this. Wait, if I bake that, place that as an object on top of that's gonna work. That's gonna work. Okay, but I need it to be smoother though. I need more vertices. Alright, so let's do this. Let's do object mode. Let's do edit mode. Let's do subdivide again, my friend. And again. Bam! That's how you destroy your computer. Now watch. Watch as my computer struggles. Wow. That is slow. See what happened? See what I just did? I just quadrupled the amount of vertices. I mean, it's gonna look good. It's just taking forever. But once I get the right shape, which hopefully it'll fall around the same way, since I didn't change any physics or anything. I mean, gravity and stuff. Then, I guess I could bake it as an object. I hope. And then just take that frozen object and put it in the, or I could just build it as a, a mesh, but this is just easier because it does it naturally. It just makes more sense, honestly. Actually, I don't know if it's gonna actually deform correctly. It's hard to tell. It might just be because there's so many vertices. At least it's not crashing. Wow, 0.41 frames per second. Less than half a frame a second. That's crazy. That's how slow my computer is. Wait, where? Oh, okay. I was about to say, where the heck is that? Yeah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Stop that right there. Go back to. Like it's still going. Back to 1. Go back to object mode. Go back to edit mode. Go to. There is an unsubdivide thing somewhere. Shoot, I don't remember where it is. Subdivide. Smooth snap. What happened to the unsubdivide? I saw it. Phase? No, it's vertices. Vertex. Mesh. Dissolve vertices. That'll take forever. I just did it. Man, why don't I just... I should have just closed this and just reloaded it because I didn't save it. That would be one problem with saving. Autosave is like I'm messing around and messing it up. Oh. And I would break stuff. So I don't want to do that. Okay, what happened? Oh, okay. So if I extrude that, yeah, let's extrude that. Extrude. There we go. Nice blankie. Boom. And it's edit mode, so I just select the phase. Boom. Let's do this again. Subdivide it. Oh, I have to redo the physics. Oh no, I don't. I just didn't have it. That's cool. I like that. I kind of like the squares. You know what I'm saying? It looks like space blankets. What can I do? You know what I could do? Alright, so let's say let's see. If we do this, right? We go into edit mode, and create so many more vertices, though. I don't think I want to do that. I want to make them like puffy fluffy, but I don't think that's a good idea. Okay, so if I let me try something here. I don't know how this is gonna work. But wait, how did that do all? I don't understand how that just worked. Nah, that's not what I want to do. Because I want to inset faces on all of them, but you know what I mean? Just a little bit. And then I want to pull them out. Where are we? Maybe this way. Oh, it did work actually. I mean, it just did an extra basically. Wait a second. Yeah, it did. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. Boop, boop. Boop. I guess if I extrude the whole thing, gives a little thickness, which makes sense, right? So how is that going to affect it, though? Let's see. Let's see what we got. And go. Oh, that's juicy. Oh, I like that. I do like that. Yeah, I kind of like that. Except for all that. What the hell is that? All right, it's like bubbling or something. So what is that? The bending? Yes, the bending, right? Oh no. The bending. Oh, let me see. I like that. I like that at 0.5. Maybe we can go a little bit lower. Let's do that. Let's move it. Why is it moving around? Dampening. Compression. I don't know. Shear. The amount of dampening and shearing behavior. Let's see what that does. Oh, that's pretty nice. I have to slide it off though. Where did it go? Let me see if we push shear all the way to 0, what does it do? Oh no, I want it to be juicy. I like that fluffy. I like the fluffy blanket look. You know what I mean? Gives it a little bit more volume. You know? Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's better. Even though it's still kind of bouncy, I like the compression, stiffness. So the compression is fine. Oh, maybe it needs tension. Oh, I pulled the shear down on the wrong. Pull it up there. Oh. Hold up. It's on the stiffness. Oh yeah, that's better. That's better. Where are we at? 36? 40. Do 40. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Although I'd like it to hang over a little bit more, so I might have to. Let's probably move it over to. Where's the camera? Oh, actually, the camera doesn't matter. So it's. Okay, where's the phone? Oh, there. So on X. Move it over like there, so it will fall. So slide off. Yeah, perfect. good. That's pretty good. But the moving is bad. See, we don't want that. It really looks like a foam blanket. It doesn't even look like a... Maybe if I smooth shaded it? Where's the smooth shading? Smooth shading. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. That's alright. It's not, I mean, it's pretty, it's okay. Not the best. That little thing right there. Some vertices that are a little... Alright, so mass, tension, compression. We can lighten that up a little bit. It might be too fluffy though, right? Might be a little too fluffy. Oh, no, there's a little bit of mess up right there. What was that at? 15? So one thing about physics is that it never reacts exactly the same each time. So. Huh. Well, let me save this for now, because I don't know. Let me change the color on that too, since it's a plane. I didn't do that. Why is it doing that? I don't get it. Oh, because it's the only one material that I have. That's why. New material. There we go. There we go. And it doesn't change anything. I don't get it. Whatever. Ooh. Let's look at it. The light stuff. Yeah, there's a little bit of clipping. So if I do self-collision, I'd have to do self-collision on that one because of the thickness of the thing. So let me see if this doesn't break my computer. Yeah, that way it doesn't clip through. This actually reacts more like a real blanket. But if I mean, I guess I could just use it like this if I'm not going to. I think it's gonna fall right off. That might not work because the space between the bottom of the bed and the floor and the model in the space, yeah, that's not working. And so let's undo self-collision. Try it again. See what happens. Look how much faster it is. So much more faster. And it doesn't slide. Well, that's not it, right? Not right away. It's still sliding. Anyway, I'm done. Appreciate y'all hanging out. My brain works. My brain works. But yeah, remember, I should be here tomorrow again. Oh my god, this thing's still playing. I just turned down the volume. My goodness. I can't believe it. Alright, but anyway, I'll check y'all tomorrow. Tilt the weight. Oh, that's my song. That's my jam right there. Tilt the weight.